Soft. Number 14, Beyonce. Number 16, Abby Townsend. Number 18, Jay Robertson. Number 20, Reagan Burns. And number 24, Carson Perez. Head coach for Ohio is Aaron Rogers. He's assisted by Courtney Wiesler and Allison. Coach Martinez with the honors. In call, the senior from Timberland, Wisconsin, number 1, Lily Burr. A senior midfielder from Hull in the Netherlands, number 10, Yosmai Tinsley. A junior from Traverse City, Michigan, number 7, Maya King. A senior midfielder from Columbus, Ohio, number 8, Katie Toss. The freshman from White House, Ohio, number 9, Brent Carter. And forward and junior from Lexington, Ohio, number 11, Lacey Bassett. A senior midfielder out of McComb, Michigan, number 20, Mackenzie Rivers. A junior defender from Rochester Hills, Michigan, number 23, Lexi Irwin. A senior forward from Kansas, Michigan, number 24, Kennedy White. Junior midfielder out of Sylvania, Ohio, number 25, Mackenzie Ortman. And a sophomore midfielder out of Flint, Michigan, number 30, Isabel Gilmore. Director of Soccer Operations, Bernie Coach. Assistant coaches, Ted Briscoe, Eric Vanderbilt, Associate Head Coach, Taylor Clark. And in his third season at the helm of the Orange and Brown is head coach Jimmy Walker. Fans, at this time, we'd ask that you please rise for a presentation of the colors. Our colors are being presented this afternoon by members of BGSU Air Force ROTC, Detachment 620. And at this time, we ask that you please remain standing as we honor America, as well as all those who have served, those who are serving, and those who will be serving in our armed forces with the playing of our national anthem. At the conclusion of the anthem, we please ask that you remain standing until the colors have been retired to the sideline.
out here at Cochran Soccer Stadium, Mid-American Conference action on this sunny Sunday afternoon. The Bowling Green Falcons are hosting the Ohio Bobcats. Alongside Nick Foligno, I'm Brandon Lowe. Nick, a perfect day here. It's the fall. It's a little chilly, but the sun is out.
Perfect day it is. A great day to be playing a match of football or soccer, as the Americans call it. Little chilly, yes, but it wouldn't be BG if we didn't have that chilly wind.
The wind constantly blowing. It is blowing today west to east. That'll likely shift throughout the day as we see a lot here in Bowling Green. And we look down the list as the starters for both teams. Sam Wexel going to be the netminder to start for the Bobcats. Maya Kaufman, Aubrey Ray, Isabella Ganoki, Sydney Dawson, Callie Stock, Ella Bianco, Abby Townsend, Shay Robertson, Reagan Berg, and Carson Pridge are going to start things in the green and white. There's a lot of players in that lineup that have been members of this Ohio Bobcats team for quite a few years. For Bowling Green on the other side, in the goalie box, it'll be Lily Berg. Lily Berg has played phenomenally well for Bowling Green during her time here. And then in the field, Yosmine Deiseloff, Maya Dean, Katie Cox, Bryn Garner, Lacey Bethay, Mackenzie Ruber, Lexi Serwin, Kennedy White, Mackenzie Ortman, and Isabel Gilmore. And undoubtedly one of the stories coming into this matchup, Kenna White, 11 goals already this season for Bowling Green, and a large portion of those have come in conference play.
Yeah, I don't think you can ask any more from Kenna White. She's doing what she needs to do. She's the senior. She's a big part of this BGSU women team, and 11 goals and 11 appearances is something that you just can't teach. It's something uncanny, and what a forward should exactly do every single match.
The Bowling Green season record stands at 18, so there's still time left for White to be able to get there if she continues her pace of play. Right now, ball goes out on the far side. The Bobcats will have a throw-in. That's Kaufman. A field throw for Kaufman. The Bobcats will work back to the middle. Katie Cox and Yosmine Deiseloff combined to take it away. Sent the other way. Ohio's back line will have to run it down. There it goes to the feet of Wexel. Bobcats moving the ball out, upfield, in the direction of Abby Townsend. Back to Wexel again. Dangerous spot here for the Bobcats. Bowling Green trying to threaten early. Cox with a shot that's fired into the box. That one deflected away by Bianco. Bethay trying to get to it in the corner. Ohio will defend. Out of play it goes. A throw-in coming for the Falcons. Deiseloff now to throw in. Into the feet of Dean, right back to Deiseloff. Quickly toward the middle. Kenna White tries to get to it just over her head. Bryn Gardner backside, tried to make a run at it. Now Gardner gets it off the foot of Ortman. White trying to get there. Both players down near the touchline. It'll be a goal kick for Wexel.
Bryn Gardner has really made a strong impression as a freshman on this team, having 2 goals and 5 assists already in her 7 appearances. There's always a play to be made when the ball is at her feet.
We mentioned Kenna White leading the team in goals with 11. Bryn Gardner leading the team in assists with 5. Those two players have played really well together, and they got a chance prior to this year to play together. Detroit City FC this summer. Both teams played up there with a couple other Falcons. Riley Clark, Ellie Poole, Emily Gardner all played up there as well. It's going to be taken away by the Bobcats. Reagan Berg moving upfield, pass toward the middle. Back outside looking for Berg. Toward the middle, but a large boot on that one puts it out. And that'll give the ball to the other Berg. Lily Berg wearing the neon kit. And they'll elect to play it short this time. Berg will work through Serwin. Serwin back across to Isabel Gilmore, who's shifted out of that holding midfield spot back to the center back position. That a recent change for Jimmy Walker and company. Ball comes over to Mackenzie Ruber. Ruber gives to Katie Cox. Cox forward, White, a through ball for Gardner. Bryn Gardner has some help up top into the box. A shot, and Maya Dean scores!
Beautiful play by the BGSU Falcons right there, getting a nice through ball to Bryn Gardner. And as we were just saying, when the ball is at her feet, it is always deadly. Gets it across to Maya Dean, who had a goal against Akron on Thursday, part of the 4 goals that they scored on top of Kenna White's hat trick.
Bryn Gardner, that one may have gone in. Here's another look at it. Pass across. It might have been a shot, but Maya Dean was making sure there was no room to question what it was going to be, and what it was going to be was a goal. Bowling Green on top of the Bobcats early here in the first 3 minutes and 56 seconds.
And if you're Maya Dean, that's exactly what you got to do. BG has had such a hard time getting the ball in the back of the net some games. It just seems like they can't get it on target. So if you're Bowling Green, you want to get those chances as much as possible and take advantage, just burying it in the back of the net whenever you get a chance.
And that's one of the things that I asked Jimmy Walker after the Falcons' last home game was, you've struggled to score and then you've had to play from behind. How do you try to emphasize scoring first? And that's just what they did here. And so early on in the contest, a lot of momentum built up after the Akron game this past Thursday. Katie Cox goes down. Reagan Berg trying to get the ball back. Cox able to keep it, but goes to the ground once again. Aubrey Ray right there for the Bobcats. The ball comes back to Serwin. Lily Berg plays outside. They'll go through the left side of the formation this time as Gilmore chips it outside. Intended for Deiseloff. It's broken back up. Gilmore gets it back, and then they connect on the pass. Now into the middle, Mackenzie Ortman, the Sylvania Southview product, getting involved. She sends a ball forward that's turned away by Ohio's back line. Up through the middle, Ray has it once again. There's a shot with the left foot. Lily Berg will let that one carry out wide.
Another thing Bowling Green has done a great job this season is whenever that ball is getting close to the outside box, they seem to crunch in. They really turn up the pressure on the opposing team's attacking formations when they're getting into that close range.
Lexi Serwin going to bring the ball near side to us here on the press box side of Cochran Stadium. Ball forward. Gardner keeps it in. White trying to run it down, but shielded off there by Bianco. Throw in for the Bobcats. Goes towards the middle of the field. Carson Pridge was awaiting. Played back to Sydney Dawson. Dawson a big right boot all the way forward. Serwin going to be the first one to it for Bowling Green. Back into the box for Lily Berg. They'll play a game of back and forth before Serwin looks upfield. Bethea trying to come back to the ball. The starting forwards for Bowling Green have been a little bit different throughout the season. They've kind of rotated some things around. Ellie Poole had to sit a couple games out. She won't be available for the Falcons today. So Lacey Bethea getting in the lineup. Elena Unkefer going to come off the bench today. Unkefer has had her fair share of games in the starting lineup as well. Ohio working towards the box. Ortman takes it away for Bowling Green. Kenna White will go back to Katie Cox. Cox going to move it all the way this side. Mackenzie Ruber closing in. Plays it away from Reagan Berg, but out of play in the direction of Bryn Gardner.
And going back to Bethea, it is no small task to guard her. She is lightning quick on the pitch and amazing to see play.
Bethea shows a lot of speed for Bowling Green. She's definitely made her impact felt. Last year's MAC tournament MVP in the Falcons, what would prove to be MAC championship victory in the tournament over the Kent State Golden Flashes. Katie Cox on a run down the right side, tripped up there by Aubrey Ray. Ball out of play. The Falcons will retain with a throw-in. Ruber trots forward. She'll go downfield to Mackenzie Ortman. Ortman going to play that one in. Bobcats able to play it out. Maya Dean knocks it back to the ground. Bethea will get it, traveling towards the far corner. Trying to get around the edge. Bethea's done it successfully a couple of times. Defender goes down, trying to get the pass off, but the Bobcats take this one away. Ball eventually back to the feet of Lexi Serwin. Now Ortman to Cox. Serwin going to go all the way back to Lily Berg. Falcons doing a nice job at establishing a rhythm, developing control here with the ball early on.
And it's really something in soccer and hockey to really control that possession time. Especially in football, it's big to control possession time. Less chances that that other team is going to get a shot on goal. And BGSUs have done a nice job today.
Kenna White taps it back to Maya Dean. Back forward into the fray. Kenna White again leaves it off for Katie Cox. Cox working back from right to left. Forward, Maya Dean trying to get to it in the box. There's a strike. But caught up in traffic, it's turned out coming all the way back near midfield. Gilmore will be the one that has to run it down for a throw.
Bowling Green has done a nice job early to really put some pressure on that Ohio defense to be great. Make some plays, stop their strikers. We've talked about how good their attacking team can be, and they are really putting it on Ohio right now.
These two teams in the middle of the Mid-American Conference in terms of standings. Bowling Green with a 2-1-2 record that's registered them 8 Mid-American Conference points. Of course, 3 points for a win, no points for a loss, but 1 point for a draw. So Bowling Green with 8 points. It's currently Ball State out in front, who beat the Falcons last Sunday. They lead the conference with 13 points. The Bobcats not far behind Bowling Green. They've got 7 with two wins, 2 losses, and a draw.
And that Ball State game was really tough for the Falcons. They really had a hard time getting that momentum, really setting the pace of the pitch and getting goals and getting the ball back in the net for goals. They just couldn't get it going.
And it appears early on in this Mid-American Conference campaign that Josh Reif and company have something figured out down in Muncie. Ball comes back out to Maya Kaufman. Outside, ball played into the box near the top. There's a shot deflected by Dyseloff. And Bowling Green, Maya Dean gets a chance to clear it out. Bobcats trying to fire it back in. Ortman off balance. The Bobcats able to get it back. Trying to work inside. Maya Dean takes the ball back away. Forward, Kenna White back to Dean. Dean going to send it all the way forward, and here is the speed of Lacey Bethay. Gets the outside edge, has help coming. Gardner's in the box. Cox is in the box. Bethay, a right-footed shot. She scores! Lacey Bethay, another quick goal for Bowling Green, and for Bethay, her first on the year.
A screamer from Bethay inside the box. Exactly what you want from Bowling Green. If you're the coach right now, the manager, this is exactly. You couldn't ask for a better start from your Bowling Green Falcons. Keeping that momentum from the Akron game on Thursday, getting 2 goals early on a kind of rival sort of inside the Mid-American Conference, who, as you said a little earlier, not too far in the standings. This is a huge game for MAC tournament play. Getting into the tournament, I should say.
So Lacey Bethay gets the second goal of the day for Bowling Green, and she had options there. She elected to take it herself, but as we said, Cox was in the box, Gardner was in the box, so the Falcons, good penetration of the back line for the Bobcats right now. 2-0, just over 10 minutes into this contest.
And if I'm Sam Wexel right there in that situation, that is not where I want to be. When you got those 3 people inside the box, you got Gardner on the right side toward the far post, that's not a predicament that you want to be in. And that actually is how Brent Gardner's first goal happened in Cincinnati. You had Bethay coming on the outside, crossing it into Gardner, and to make magic happen.
Ohio trying to force some pressure. Ball goes back to Lilleberg. Serwin just inside the box, now brings it out. That one's going to be lofted forward over the head of Kenna White. Ohio trying to settle it down, looking like they're playing a little off balance right now, which who can blame them after giving up 2 early goals, trying to settle in here on the road. Ball forward through the middle. Shea Robertson goes back outside with the ball. Townsend going to work on Dyseloff. Into the box and offside, the call there. Looked like Reagan Berg got too far behind that back line of defense for Bowling Green.
Dyseloff does a great job. It is so fun watching her play in the technique of a defender, flipping her hips, keeping the defender in front of her, not letting that go by her. It's crazy to watch her play.
Lexi Serwin now. Ball played forward. Mackenzie Ortman. Ortman intended for Dean. Gets it there. Dean lofts it on the outside. But that one will roll long and out of play. Too far out in front of Lacey Bethay, even for Bethay to run it down. It was Maya Kaufman, the first one there. She'll throw in for Ohio. Throw in goes to Pridge. Back to Kaufman. Kaufman plays it forward with the right. Gilmore hops in the way. Ball out into some open space. Re-picked up by Pridge. Ray forward looking for Berg over the head of Ruber. Ruber and Berg side by side. Mackenzie Ruber taps it away. A nice job to seal the edge there for Mackenzie Ruber, but not a total waste for the Bobcats. They'll get a corner out of it. And there you see, tied up, Reagan Berg, Mackenzie Ruber, tight down into the box. And Ruber was able to play it away, but now a set piece opportunity for the Bobcats.
It's kind of a gutsy slide tackle inside the box right there. You miss the ball, you give them a PK, and then it could be 2-1 after that.
All the way across, backside, it rolls through and out of play. So all for naught for the Bobcats as Bowling Green will throw in. Mayadine on the ground. Dyseloff forward but out of play. And there again, that wind comes in. We talk about it west to east here today.
You see it all the time here in Cochran Stadium. That ball just goes flying out of the stadium because of this wind.
Serwin got a piece of it. Berg brings it out. Gardner trying to get to it, but instead it's the Bobcats. Callie Stock across the field. Townsend trying to run it down, but it'll end up on the neon cleats of Lacey Bethea.
Great job by Berg, really clearing that ball, getting her defense time to reset so they can get this offensive attack going.
Abby Townsend back to it for the green and white. Out of play, a throw in coming for Bowling Green. Dyseloff, an upfield throw for Kenna White. White going to peel back towards the middle. Mackenzie Ortman trying to bring it to the near side of the field. Gardner not able to keep it in. She was close.
Very nice attempt by Gardner to try to keep the ball in there.
But, Nick, I think one of the most interesting things to me is prior to the start of today's game, Kenna White, 11 of Bowling Green's 15 goals, but both of the first two goals, not Kenna White, Maya Dean and Lacey Bethea.
Yeah, and you get to the start of the season, like that's really how you kind of judge who your strikers are going to be, who your goal scorers are going to be. And oddly enough, we've only had 4 this season, but Kenna White really taking advantage and putting her mark on this team in the season.
Lacey Bethea becoming just the 5th goal scorer this year. Maya Dean already has one, and that's her 2nd game in a row that she scored because her other one was in the game against Akron on Thursday. Ohio going back to work down near the corner. Dyseloff back to it. It's out of play. Ohio will throw in again. Just over 15 minutes, approaching 16 minutes into half number 1. Throw in, put on the ground right away. Trying to work through Bowling Green is Shea Robertson. Ball down near the corner. Remarkable job by Isabel Gilmore right now. But Ohio able to get it back into the box. The wind gets underneath of it. It allows Ortman to be the first one there.
That wind really helping out BG right there. It's a one-on-one opportunity inside the box, and luckily that wind got the best of Bowling Green.
Still down near the box. Ohio trying to keep the pressure on. Gilmore was the last one to get it out for Bowling Green. Not out of the woods yet. And there, Bowling Green finally able to clear it across midfield. And in transition, Kenna White has some space. She has some help, but a pass back to Bethea just a little bit long. Katie Cox came in. She was tripped up there, and that'll be a foul against the Bobcats.
Great job by Bowling Green. Kenna White trying to get this pass just to Bethea. Little off, a little too hard. Bethea runs right past it with that speedy speed.
Foul will be logged in the stats as a foul on Carson Bridge. There's a shot from Ruber in the box. White got a piece of it, and it went back post, and it was redirected out of play.
And Sam Wexel, the goalie, looks like she takes a big hit as Kenna White tries to head this in.
And it looked like maybe some friendly fire there between Wexel and Reagan Berg. You were right. Good eye. So now we go into the corner. Mackenzie Ruber going to have to play this one into the wind. So this is going to be an interesting look from Ruber. We'll see if they draw it up any different. Right on target. Wexel snaps it away with the hands. Still in the box, now bounding outside. Ruber trying to get back to it, and she will, but loses her touch, out of play.
Great job by Wexel right there. After taking a massive hit inside the box, trying to keep the last shot away, just goes up, not afraid of the contact, hits the ball away, and then gets her defense and her team ready for another attack.
Ohio working right side now to the left side of the field. Abby Townsend with it. Townsend trying to play it forward. Gardner takes it away. White in the middle of the box plays it back to Katie Cox. The fans certainly wanted Kenna White to take her opportunity at goal. The Bobcats halt off another Falcons attack. Dyseloff's play goes all the way back to Isabel Gilmore. Now furthered on to Lily Berg.
Kenna White seeming a little patient not to shoot today, even though, as we said, their leading goal scorer having 2 opportunities to kind of attack the ball, trying to pass it back to her teammates.
Berg comes out of the top of the box once again. The give to Serwin. And now, interestingly enough for both teams, Ohio has moved around some of their players. So Abby Townsend, who originally started on the right side of the formation for Ohio, has come near side, and Bowling Green as well has shifted their back line around to now Dyseloff is still guarding Townsend.
Trying to keep some of their best players. You want your best defender on their best player, and that's exactly what Jimmy Walker's doing right now.
Ball comes across midfield. Ortman tries to give to Serwin outside, but it goes out of play into the Falcon bench.
That's really great managing from a coach right there. Continuing, if you're seeing them shift, them move around players to kind of mimic, kind of chessboard type movement, mimicking the other team so that they don't have the advantage on you.
Off the throw in, Bethea got to it for Bowling Green. Forward to Kenna White. White taps it back to Katie Cox. Cox reverts course, almost some contact there with the head referee. Down near the corner. Battle for the ball once again, last touched by Bethea.
Bowling Green is really trying to give her chances right now. Every time the ball is on that side of the field, kind of through balling it, trying to get that chance for her just to speed by the last defense so that they're able to get across or another goal for her.
And can you blame them when you have someone with so much speed on the outside? Ohio working back toward the middle. Aubrey Ray. A couple of touches, now a pass outside. Reagan Berg working up the right side. Bobcats passing it around. Couple players to the ground. Gardner gets it back for the Falcons. Sent forward. White trying to get there and does. Brings it back toward the middle. Awaiting help. Sets it up to Gardner. Gardner dribbling through the box. The shot just wide of the post. Bryn Gardner almost had herself one there.
And the freshman, great job by the senior to kind of take it back, see the open lane, pass it in for the through ball, and Bryn Gardner just barely comes up short on the far post.
And Katie Cox and Lacey Bethea were both very, very close to the ball, but it looked like it was going to go in from the foot of Bryn Gardner. Just a last-second turn around the post. Gardner with it now near side, plays it forward. Ganaki going to outrun. Katie Cox out of play. Ruber going to come forward. A throw not too far from the corner. As we've now reached halfway through the first half. Ruber on the ground. Katie Cox has it. Back to Ruber. Slight contact there. Into the box it goes. Bianco Sends it out. Aubrey Ray. Back and forth. A couple of consecutive touches by opposing teams. Now Ohio looking to build out. Ray forward trying to find Townsend. Gruber back to the side. Just outside the top of the box. A shot from Shea Robertson is sent sky high. Ball outside. Bethea trying to run it down. Instead, it will be a throw-in for Maya Kaufman once again. Kaufman gets it back. They'll go to the back line. Dawson going to go all the way back to Bianco. Bianco had to retreat to pick it up. In the middle. Back to Dawson again. Forward on the ground. Cox slides in to send that one out of play. That'll push Ohio back further.
And something to notice here for Bowling Green is they're still keeping the pressure from the forwards. They're still making their forwards play some solid defense up at the top. They're not letting the defense of Ohio kind of pass that ball around like Ohio has been doing for Bowling Green. They're really keeping it up, forcing them to try to force it inside to their midfielders.
Gilmore sliding in. A little push and shove, and a foul going to go against Gilmore as Robertson went to the ground.
You got to wonder how long he was going to let that go on here for. A lot of pushing and shoving right here, kind of pushing her away right there. A lot of contact, and you were wondering how long that was going to go on for.
Once the arm extends, it's kind of a no-doubt situation. The official really has no choice at that point. So a free kick here for Ohio. Maybe one of their better scoring opportunities of the day. Ella Bianco to take the free kick. There's the whistle. Movement from Bianco, low into the box. Maya Dean turns that chance shy. Bethea now on the outside, gets around two defenders. Maybe a little bit of grabbing there, but Bethea back on the inside, plays it forward to Gardner. Kenna White. Shot deflected. Now Katie Cox takes a shot. That one wide.
Just something you can't teach from that speed on Lacey Bethea. Getting it, just dribbling it past three defenders, blowing right by him. Having the opportunity to set that up is something that is so amazing for Bowling Green to have.
And Bowling Green continues to shoot the ball down at their end, harassing Sam Wexel. Ball at the feet of Wexel. She'll play it out. It comes off the head of Katie Cox, back into the middle of the field. Ganoke picks it back up. Forward for Ohio with the Falcons. Able to get it back. Katie Cox goes outside. Lacey Bethea now. Cutting to the inside, creating some of her own space. Something she can do with that agility. Wexel comes out under pressure there from Bryn Gardner. Outside, near side, Callie Stock. Serwin forward. Ohio will have to regroup. Aubrey Ray. Forward, finds Robertson. Robertson trying to get it to Berg. Ruber and Gilmore defend for Bowling Green. Ortman back to Ruber. And now they'll work it around before Ortman turns it upfield, out of play. A throw-in coming for Ohio. And Kennedy Reipel will come in for Ohio, and Alexis Miller will come in for Bowling Green.
Ohio is really testing Ruber on this kind of inside towards the box, defending right here. They're really testing her, really trying to get her to break her formation, break her form right now, but she's just not letting it happen. Every single time that that ball seems to come towards her, she's there. She puts a lot of pressure on the attack and is able to force it away.
Robertson trying to go outside. Townsend on a run, can't keep it in. It was close there for Heavy Townsend, and it all started back with the play forward from Kennedy Reipel. So Berg will get the ball once again, short for Gilmore. The center backs will go back and forth. Serwin going to swing it back to Gilmore.
Ohio starting to slowly put that pressure on for the forwards, see if they can make Bowling Green make a mistake on the backside passing.
Berg plays it into the center circle. Maya Dean picks it up. Bethay with room on the outside if she can settle the ball down, and does. Bethay moving towards the inside, gets around one defender on a run into the box, chips a pass. Kenna White, Katie Cox, contact there. Players to the ground. Ohio clears it out for the moment. Reagan Berg back out at midfield. Lexi Serwin, Maya Dean and Mackenzie Ruber right there. Katie Cox was slow to get up, but back to her feet now. Bowling Green trying to continue their attack. Maya Dean on the outside, working back down towards the box. They're in it once again. Touched by a couple of players. I believe that was Sydney Dawson as well as Maya Dean. Ball comes bounding back out the box. Abby Townsend forward for Robertson. Gilmore gets it back. Now it's Alexis Miller looking on the outside for Bryn Gardner. Gardner a long way to run to try to get there. And indeed, out of play before she can get there. Reipel was there to make sure of it.
So close of opportunities for Bowling Green right there to try to put another goal up on the board. Just couldn't get it to happen. Great job by Kenna White, though, blocking off the defender in the back. I just don't think Cox was ready for it inside the box, ready for that move, ready for the heads-up play by Kenna White.
Ohio now changing, trying to attack at their own end. Last touch by Dyseloff before going out of play. It'll be a throw-in for Ohio. Nearly 30 minutes gone by. Toward the middle. On the foot of Ray. Aubrey Ray with some space, trying to get it outside. Dyseloff says no. Back outside they go to Townsend as they kept the ball. And that one carries high, long, still in play. And now it'll finally roll out. And a change in personnel coming for the Bobcats. Eve Barish. And that'll give Reagan Berg a rest. Lexi Serwin forward to Katie Cox. Alexis Miller has a little bit of space. Closed in on quickly there by Carson Pridge. Pridge continues to work away from us towards the far side. Maya Dean steps in the way to intercept that pass. Katie Cox finding Bryn Gardner on the outside. Gardner with a little bit of space, room to work. A very crafty player out of Anthony Wayne High School. Tries to pass into the box. Toward the corner it goes. And it'll be a throw-in for Ohio right down near the flag, about as close as you could possibly get.
This is a good opportunity for Bowling Green to really put the pressure on Ohio right here. It's not a goal kick, kind of the farthest throw-in that you could get right here. So this is a great opportunity to steal the ball, cross it in really quick.
Mackenzie Ruber with the throw-in to Katie Cox. Cox turns toward the middle of the field, pass back to Alexis Miller. Miller going to swing it out wide. Maya Dean is there. Dean going to work on Barish, fresh into the contest. Lacey Bethay now with the ball, makes a move. Downfield, now into the box. Played away. Reipel was there for Ohio. Bowling Green trying to return, potentially take another run at it. Maya Dean forward, Bethay trying to get to it on the outside. Instead, Ohio gets to it first. Back to Maya Dean. In the middle of the field it comes. Abby Townsend picks it up on the run. Outside now. White comes in to take it back away for Bowling Green. Foul going to be called there against Abby Townsend. And simply there, just a frustration foul.
Yeah, it's frustrating. That defense is just smothering Ohio constantly, not letting them get anything. We talked about the pressure. It's done really great. And the missed opportunities of the Ohio offense just not being able to get anything going.
So now a free kick for Bowling Green. Dyseloff. Referee moving the ball back a couple of yards. Dyseloff towards the box. White goes up to it with a head. Couldn't get there. Bryn Gardner got the first touch. Maya Dean tries a half volley.
What a strike that would have been if she could have connected.
Outside it goes. Townsend has it once again for Ohio. Bobcats will move it toward the middle where they have a little bit more space. Dyseloff and Miller right there. Ohio will get a throw in, so they'll retain possession. Thrown forward across midfield, off the head of Gilmore, back to the ground. Gilmore comes all the way back to Serwin. Serwin in the direction of Bethea, running in. Got tripped up there as she went up in the air. Unintentional contact with Maya Kaufman. And Bowling Green going to make some more changes. Riley Clark and Elena Unkefer are going to come in. And this is one of the strong points for Bowling Green. They can go to the bench, and Jimmy Walker knows that his side has so much depth. There's really no drop-off in play.
And that's something that's really going to carry over and be a big contributor in the MAC tournament is that depth. In every sport, in every kind of tournament you see, depth is the biggest thing that wins you games and wins you tournaments. And that is great for Bowling Green to be able to have that.
Foul called on Mackenzie Ruber. So a free kick now for Ella Bianco. Bianco down near the top of the box. Gilmore is the one that got it once it got to the ground. Riley Clark takes it out of the air off a pass from Maya Dean. Outside, the Bobcats are looking to go. And Abby Townsend nowhere near the area. So unable to connect on a passing sequence are the Bobcats. Bowling Green, Bethea bounds back towards the ball. And we'll get a foul called on Bethea. A free kick once again for the Bobcats. Down under 10 minutes to play in half number one. Maya Dean working backwards. Serwin Miller, Serwin again. Contact there with Barish. Ruber having to run it down on the outside. Unkefer comes back to pick it up. The play to Miller. Alexis Miller having to work around multiple players. And a foul called on Miller. Ohio going quick, back to play. Here's a shot. Berg leaps up to try to get it, but it was wide anyhow.
Great effort for Berg, and even if that shot was on target, I think she was getting to it. I mean, 5 saves in the shutout win against Akron on Thursday night. Doing a great job showing her athleticism right there.
And into the game for Ohio now. Scout Murray, Caitlin Adelman. Berg brings it out. And there is Murray. Battling with Ruber on the outside. Pass back across. White comes in, takes it away for Bowling Green. Kenna White back outside. Maya Dean has it. Bethea in front of Dean, not by much, but she does get the pass. Lacey Bethea working back toward the middle. A pass back to Miller. Miller has a lot of room on the ground into the box. Bianco there sends it back the other way.
The motor of this Bowling Green team does not seem to stop. Anytime the ball is on the ground, it seems they are always rushing to go get it, always in the face of the Bobcats. They are just not letting up.
Abby Townsend working on Josmine Dijsselhoff. Those players have become very familiar with each other over the last couple of years in the Mid-American Conference.
And Dijsselhoff doing a great job containing Townsend, not letting her get a step on her to cross that ball on the inside.
Last touched by Ohio. That'll give the ball back to Berg. Berg sends it away. Ruber to it, out of play. Ohio will throw in near midfield. Kennedy Reipel. Reipel throws in on the ground. Murray and Reipel back and forth. Reipel forward into the box, but nobody there. Berg will wait until pressure is applied, and then she'll just pick it up. Aubrey Ray was the one that had to run in and at least make an attempt to make Berg pick up the ball. That one, Berg catches off the wrong part of her foot. Luckily, Ruber got the first touch once it got to the ground for Bowling Green.
Fans are not happy here after that call. What seemingly looked like she just ran right past the ball.
Kenna White now for Bowling Green. Outside to Unkefer. A little bit of hesitation. Unkefer now into the box. Wexel coming to it. Bethea was on a run in that direction as well. Outside, here come the Bobcats once again, looking for Townsend up front. Off the head of Dijsselhoff, out of play. Ohio throws in upfield. Bethea coming back to provide some defensive assistance. Ohio sends it toward the box. Berg comes out. And maybe a little bit of a smile there after she went to the ground.
Great job by Berg, though, not leaving it up to chance on that one-on-one inside the box, really taking matters into her own hands and making sure that she gets a little bit of a rest during the game.
And the wind now maybe playing an effect on some of the most recent goal kicks from Berg. The last two have been a little iffy, but they've worked out for Bowling Green.
You see that ball kind of just stop in midair and come right back down because that wind is just so strong.
Now Bowling Green will make some changes. Jana Searles in. And Abby Coley comes in as well. Riley Clark with the ball. Clark moving it in the middle to Dean. And now we'll get a stoppage in play as one of the Bobcat members is down and is going to be needed to be tended to by the athletic training staff.
Another friendly fire incident of just not communicating on where your teammates are. Hopefully it's not too bad.
So we will step aside for the moment here from Cochran Stadium, and we'll be back.
Am I doing all right? Anything I need to work on?
I was trying to read
A little bit since we're so drastic. Yeah.
Back here at Cochran Stadium with 3:37 to play. Bowling Green out in front of the Bobcats 2-0 right now. And it was Isabella Ganoki that had to be helped off the field. So we'll have to continue to monitor that situation, see if she comes back out at any point. For right now, she'll go off. Izzy Boyd will come on in her place. Maya Dean takes the drop. Back to Miller on the outside. Coley now. Coley towards the middle. Ohio able to get it back out of the box very quickly. And still going to work in the middle. Barish forward. It goes right to Ruber, uncontested. Bowling Green gets it back. Searles wanted to get the pass to Maya Dean. It got tangled up in the legs of Barish. Now Ohio on the opposite side of the field. Townsend there. Coley came back to it, got a touch, but now it's Ray. Ray trying to fight through a 2-on-1, get some help from Townsend, and a foul going to be called on Aubrey Ray. 2:45, another free kick for Dysoloff and the Falcons. Forward, Searles gets ahead to the ball. One hop off the turf before contact's made by Boyd. Dean trying to run it down, but Abby Townsend continues to be a menace on the outside. She's been one of the bright spots today for Ohio. Ball working back toward the middle. Gilmore to it. And the back and forth continues here. Midfield play. Ruber gets it in the air. Unkefer coming back to it. Outside, the give to Ruber. Ruber forward in the direction of Searles. Bianco plays it back to Wexel. Wexel brings it outside. Ripple forward. They'll continue to work up this left side. Scout Murray and Eve Barish getting involved. Sent back down. Unkefer trying to run it down for Bowling Green. Wexel will play it out. Murray and Ripple interrupted by Unkefer. Last touch by the Bobcats. Ruber will have a throw in here. Looked like Unkefer may have had the wind knocked out of her, so just a momentary pause in the action. And anytime you catch one of those hard deflections to the gut, that you feel those.
Yeah, it is definitely not fun.
Unkefer gets the throw from Ruber, the touch out of control and out of play. Ohio will throw in here. 1 minute remaining now in the first half.
1 minute remaining.
Alexis Miller across the field. Off of a Bobcat touch, it goes to Maya Dean. Dean tripped up just slightly. Unkefer has the ball now, leaves it back off for Dean. A crossing pass. Coley there, they score, and it looked like an own goal, but Abby Coley was in the vicinity for Bowling Green.
Wow, what a shot here.
We'll see. Maya Dean's going to play it across. Coley was there. Kaufman was there as well.
I don't know. It doesn't really look like you could tell if it's deflections off for an own goal or not.
So up in the box for now, we'll say the first collegiate goal in the career of Abby Coley. We'll have to see if we can look at the replay once again. Our crew's done an excellent job with our replays today. We'll see if we can watch that one again here before we go to the break. 30 seconds left in the first half. Bowling Green on top now 3-0.
Getting more Falcons involved, having now your 6th goal scorer on your team, and a great job, great play design by Bowling Green.
Now in the middle of the field, Clark going to turn downfield. Gilmore to Dysoloff.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And time will expire in the first half. Bowling Green up 3-0. And we'll see if we can get another replay of the last goal. I want to see what it is. We'll make sure we make that official. Right now, the goal is registering to Abby Coley. But we'll see if our crew can get us another look. And here it is. Unkefer going to dump it off. Maya Dean. And Coley got it. On that replay, Maya Kaufman in the area. We'll take another look. And if you see, the foot goes up. The dark socks, the dark shoes. Abby Coley, her first collegiate goal, gives Bowling Green a 3-0 lead. We go to the break. We'll be back here from Cochran Stadium.
It started with you. A breeze building momentum. A movement gathering force. Even before you could see it, you could feel it. The flutter of hope, the rush of potential, the inexplicable pull toward the edge of opportunity. Falcons take flight. 7 years ago, Bowling Green State University challenged our community to join us in changing lives for the world. Powered by the strength of Falcons who came before us, guided by our indomitable spirit. Together, we rise. Even as the world took new shape amidst a global pandemic, we fixed our sights on tomorrow's horizon. You gave, and it altered our course. You gave, and we are forever changed, united in our vision of the future. More than 38,000 donors answered the call, representing all 50 states and 26 countries. More than 160,000 contributions were given, raising over $250 million. $101.7 million in scholarship and student support funds were committed, creating 235 new scholarship funds to accelerate student success and accessibility. More than $28 million in gift revenue was received in fiscal year 2020 alone, our highest level of yearly philanthropic support, demonstrating the unparalleled commitment of Falcons in the face of extraordinary upheaval. Stirred by emotion, propelled by purpose, lifted by your empowerment, we are airborne. From historic gifts that changed our campuses to focused contributions ensuring that all Falcons soar, your impact is profound. We are educating the world's next generation of trailblazers to forge ahead, honoring our historic strength in business education, preparing journalists, media, and communication professionals to seek the truth, skating with an eye toward the future, and building up our frontline healthcare heroes for those with the courage to respond and preserve our public health. This is not the end of a campaign. It's the beginning of our path forward, one renewed with meaning and optimism, unbridled by the conventions of how it's always been done. Because when Falcons take flight, we make a difference forever. Bowling Green State University, a public university for the public good.
My major does not define me.
I'll probably be working jobs that don't exist yet.
I want a fulfilling career and to make a difference.
A rewarding life starts with being true to yourself, then taking action. Our design coaches help identify what empowers you so you can think big, try boldly, and stay curious.
A BGSU education is bigger than a degree.
It's a toolkit.
For a life of purpose.
So my name is Sadia Azmi, and I'm from Mumbai, India, and my major is psychology. BGSU was my choice because I did a lot of research and I applied to quite a few universities and I got through them too. But BGSU's program for IO is ranked really highly, actually ranked number 3 in the country. And so it was an easy choice. So when I got here, you have to understand that I'm coming from Mumbai, which is just kind of called the New York of India. And so it was a big, busy city, and coming to Bowling Green was like, whoa, like what century? Something has changed here. Initially, it was a little bit of a surprise shock, but then as I got to meet people, you know, I met my advisor here on campus, and then I made friends just living in the dorms. Slowly, I knew nobody when I came to campus, but slowly I made so many friends that within a month or two, it just started feeling great being here. I have volunteered at the ISA, that is the Indian Student Association, and also at a few events of Global Connections, which is a campus come outside organization where they help out international students. And besides that, I just make it a point to attend every other event that I can, you know, be it the Chinese Student Association or the World Student Association or the African American Student Association. All of that just to get to, you know, meet new people, learn new things. So after I finish this semester at BGSU, I'm going back to India to get married. And then I'm coming back in January. I have this internship that I have planned for the next semester. Probably I will be continuing with the internship that I'm doing right now. And then I will also be taking my GREs and then applying to schools for my PhD program. I would definitely recommend BGSU to students. My opinions, my views were really, really valued here. And especially for international students, because you bring a different perspective. I have observed that professors and, you know, teachers on campus here really value that. So like, you know, in class I would be asked, what is your opinion? Like, and in a very nice way, not like in an outsider, oh, you know, what do you think kind of thing. And also, it has been just a great learning experience and definitely recommending it.
At Bowling Green State University, we are a public university for the public good. A nationally ranked research university, we create public good through our graduates who lead and our collective pursuit of impact in Ohio and beyond. Founded in the Midwest, we never shy away from hard work. We embrace our responsibility to do good. We are proud to have state in our name. It's who we are, always striving forward. Always a public university, always for the public good.
My definition of a frontline Falcon is somebody who works in a discipline that provides services to people when they're very vulnerable.
They are there every single day taking care of our loved ones when we can't.
Early on in the pandemic, it was clear to me that our students and faculty were going to need to be out and on the front lines working. Our medical laboratory sciences students participated in COVID testing as soon as COVID testing was possible. Our long-term care administration students and alums provided very compassionate care to people who were isolated and alone. Our nursing graduates got out into the workforce a month earlier than they would normally be.
Our graduates were able to enter the workforce on a temporary nursing license, and those graduates hit the floor running. The School of Nursing began in July of 2020, and it was really a fitting time in history to create a nursing program to help increase the demand.
There's many, many ways that the disciplines in the College of Health and Human Services rapidly made adjustments and began delivering services to the community.
We thank you for answering the call to come to this profession, and we thank you for everything you do day after day.
Thank you all for being here today. You are here because you made the decision to be collegiate student athletes. So clap it up for yourselves. So let me ask you a question. Raise your hand if you want to win a conference championship. Raise your hand if you want to win a national championship. National championship. Keep your hands up if you're willing to wake up 4:30 in the morning for mandatory workouts. Those hands will go down because not everyone's willing to make those sacrifices. Keep your hands up if you're willing to put student first. All the responsibilities that it takes to be a student athlete. Are you up for that challenge? The lifelong friends that you will make, the failed attempts that you will learn from, the education that you will earn will all develop you for life after sports. So I'll ask you, are you willing to compete? Are you willing to execute? And are you willing to be a leader? Are you ready?
I think education changed dramatically through the pandemic.
We saw teachers being incredibly creative and reaching out to one another to network for ideas to keep students engaged and still learning.
Our commitment was to make sure that people were educated, to do it in a safe environment. One faculty member brought a camper and parked outside to meet students there.
We could space out and do the office hours in a socially distanced, safe manner. And I just wanted to let my students know that, I'm a real person outside of the Zoom box.
For a lot of faculty, this was the first time they've been teaching online, but for faculty in our college, we've had robust online programming for years. And they became really great resources. Starting in the spring of 2020, we worked with local school districts to organize these academic enrichment camps. Our faculty, staff, and students, we made a difference in people's lives, and I think that's what a public university for the public good should be about.
Colleges and universities are no longer accepting just a student. We are accepting an entire support network and family unit with them. How do we engage and leverage our families to be supporters and partners so their students can be more successful inside and outside the classroom? Parent, Family, and New Student Connections was created and established in November 2020 to provide support, communication, advocacy, education for our families. We're not asking our families to drop them off and leave. We're actually saying, be a partner. One of our favorite new initiatives is during move-in weekend, we've hosted a tassel ceremony where we have given our families a tassel, which is a promise from the institution that their voice and presence and support and partnership will make the difference in helping their students be successful. As we evolve as a department, one of the ways that we want to activate our current families is creating a parent council. Having voices of current families advise our department, we are working towards the same goal, which is retaining and graduating our students.
Justice will not be served until those who are unaffected are as outraged as those who are.
You don't know what you don't know, but at the same time, you have to be sensitive about the different things that are going on in people's lives.
We're all struggling and we're all fighting a battle, and we have to figure out how to build that bridge.
We ultimately want them to leave and do public good through teaching physical education and health education. We want to promote moving.
Kids very early on, probably 18 months to 2 years, kids can initially start to interact in types of activities where they are, for example, running, skipping, hopping. So just getting somebody to roll a ball and a child to go after it, collect it and bring it back. That's perfectly permissible for young children to start doing. And then obviously over a period of time, those skills begin to develop.
It's really important that we have strong role models. We call it observational learning. And I think when we grow up with seeing people that we admire partaking in physical activity, we're more likely to do that, whether that be a professional person or someone like a parent. When we see them active, more than likely we're going to be active. And I think that's really important, that we instill physical activity from a young age.
As kids approach kindergarten, preschool, we're starting to teach them the importance of different types of locomotor skills: hopping, skipping, running, jumping, galloping. Those sort of skills will initially provide a foundation for later on skill development, also develop their critical thinking, decision making in games and sports. That's something else that we can do, as well as teaching them how to interact with one another.
My major does not define me.
I'll probably be working jobs that don't exist yet.
I want a fulfilling career and to make a difference.
A rewarding life starts with being true to yourself, then taking action. Our design coaches help identify what empowers you so you can think big, try boldly, and stay curious.
A BGSU education is
Back to play we go here at Cochran Stadium. A change in goal for the Ohio Bobcats. Celeste Sloma going to come in this half. So after 3 goals allowed in half number 1 for Sam Wexel, that will be the end of her day. Sloma will likely be in net for the remainder. Coming out of the break, Ohio, Bowling Green back and forth, ball near midfield. Brandon Lowe, Nick Foligno back with you here at Cochran Stadium on this Sunday afternoon. Ball played forward for Berg. Last touched by the Bobcats out of play. Ruber will throw in for the Falcons. Ruber trots back forward near the Bobcat bench. A deep throw in upfield, deflected, back out of play. This one put on the ground in the direction of Mackenzie Ortman. Little back and forth. Serwin tried to clear it. The Bobcats were right there. Berg across into the box. Bobcats wanted a handball. There's a shot towards Berg, the extended arms, and Lily Berg makes the save once again. Berg a couple of dribbles off the natural grass surface. Lacey Bethay jumps to it in the air. Bethay getting back to the ball, trying to get to the outside. Stride for stride there with Rayanne Pruss. A battle advantage going to Pruss that time, as she was able to keep Bethay out there on the edge. Bowling Green will throw in.
A great defensive effort by Pruss right there, stopping the speedster.
Rayanne Pruss, one of the freshmen on this Bobcats team. Lofted back out of play there, so we'll have another throw in. Dyseloff downfield this time. Maya Dean through to Bethay. Bethay trying to get it back to the outside. She's tripped up there. Foul going to be called on Bowling Green. Free kick coming up for Ohio, down near the corner. Ohio really trying to mount some offensive momentum. They'll get a chance to do so here on a throw after a misplay from Serwin. Pruss throws upfield. Townsend. Townsend back to Pruss. Pruss forward. Robertson was there. Townsend back to it. Tried to turn towards the middle of the field and out over the touchline. Berg to the outside. Serwin then forward near midfield. A foul going to be called on Kenna White, and Jimmy Walker slams the arms down to his side in frustration. Jimmy Walker in his 3rd season with the Bowling Green Falcons. Best possible result you can have in conference play in the first 2 back-to-back regular season and tournament championships for Bowling Green. Aaron Rodgers, the head coach on the other side for the Ohio Bobcats. So 1 in London, 1 in Bowling Green today. Berg plays it away. And a foul going to be called on the Bobcats this time.
Ohio is really showing pressure starting this second half.
Ruber will get space for the free kick. There is Aaron Rodgers, you see, in the green hat.
He's got back from London.
Rodgers has been around this Bobcats program for quite a while. Ortman towards Bethea, broken up by Pruss. And Rand Pruss has done a real nice job here in the opening 5-6 minutes here of the second half since coming in. Mayadine puts the ball back on the ground. Townsend picks it up back towards the middle of the field. Pringe moves it forward. Bobcats back to work, trying to go on the attack. They work through Ray, back to the outside. Up to the front line for Regenberg. Into the middle. Mayadine now brings it forward to Bethea as the Falcons look to take over. Bethea and Pruss once again. Bethea goes to the inside this time. Breaks away, has some space. How long is she going to go for? There's the pass off outside to Gardner. Gardner back across, and that one high and long.
Good opportunity, though for the Falcons. It seems so far in the second half. Most of the game has been played with Bowling Green defending. Ohio has really come out strong and try to put some pressure on the Bowling Green defense. So not a bad look for your first real attack.
Contact there, Ortman and Berg. Ortman goes down, then contact between two more players as well. That was Gardner and Dawson. Ortman getting the ball back. A lot of push and shove between the two teams over on the far side of the field. Bowling Green will have a throw-in. Mackenzie Ruber slowly taking footsteps forward. There's the throw into White. On the ground, Kenna White to the ground, and a foul called. And here's another look. A little push and shove, back and forth. White went to the ground, and the foul goes against Sydney Dawson. Free kick now for Ruber. That one on target, and Sloma just has it drop right into her hand, similar to that of a fair catch. A really good ball from Mackenzie Ruber. Ortman to it for Bowling Green. Ruber coming forward off the back row. Gardner on the outside toward the middle, on the ground, bouncing around. Bobcats clear the box for now. Townsend wants to move momentum the other direction. Dysoloff and Townsend locking all the way across the field. Forward, Townsend now with some space, but Serwin collects the ball back for Bowling Green. Mayadine up through the middle. White pops it into the air. Tries to flick it with a head towards Katie Cox. Foul there goes against Ruber as both players get tangled up. Free kick set to be taken by Ella Bianco. Into the box. Berg comes to it. Lilleberg, that is. Regenberg was right in there. That looked to be the intended target. Regenberg at 5'11", the largest player the Bobcats have, but Lilleberg bounding off that line to take it out of the air. Ball in some open space. Mayadine to it. Dean tries to pass forward to Bethea, intercepted by Pruss. Pruss to the outside now. There's Robertson. Robertson forward, back to Pruss. The Bobcat fans sensing some momentum here, trying to bring their team to life. Pruss toward the middle of the field. Berg gets it and goes to the ground. Standing at the top of the box is Shea Robertson. Lilleberg plays it short to Gilmore. Gilmore now to Deiseloff. The two go back and forth. Mayadine pops it up in the air. It goes to Bethea. Bethea tried to loft a pass back to Mayadine. Taken away by the Bobcats. Regenberg on the outside across the middle. Wanted to find Townsend. Mackenzie Ortman, a nice job for Bowling Green. Shields off another Ohio attack.
Great job by the Falcons kind of collecting themselves there. I mean, it was a big opportunity for Ohio to get themselves on the board.
Out of play, another throw in for Ohio. Forward to Townsend again, and that is certainly going to be a foul call. It looked like Ortman, intentional or not, got Townsend, and down she went. Looked to me that Ortman was just playing the ball, but certainly any time a player goes down like that on the outside, makes the official raise an eyebrow and maybe raise the arm. Ohio trotting over. They'll have a corner now. Townsend toward the heart of the box. It comes bounding back out. Townsend might have another chance at it. Plays it up into the air. Still bouncing around. A lot of bodies in the box. Almost everybody was in there for both teams. Bianco toward the middle. Wortman got a piece of it. Pridge got it back for Ohio. And out of play. Another corner coming for Ohio. Townsend again. This time the outswing. Into the box, low line drive. Regenberg was right there. Out to Townsend it comes again. This time the left foot into the box. It carries long over everybody, and that will bring up a goal kick for Lilleberg. And just like that, almost 15 minutes already gone here in the second half. Berg plays it out. Regenberg trying to run down Mackenzie Ruber. Ruber will just play it out. It carries into the women's soccer championship banners over on the far side of the field. Ball skied up into the air. Pridge got to it first. Gilmore was on it after that. On the ground towards Lilleberg. A diving save out to the left. Berg across midfield. Had some troubles with the ball toward the end of the first half. We haven't seen that carry over at all here into the second. And now we'll get a change for Bowling Green as Alexis Miller comes in for Mayadine. Sloma going to put it on the ground. Sloma into the middle. Ray's there. Katie Cox in pursuit of the ball. Ortman and Ray back and forth. And now the foul going to be called on Ortman. Another look here. Reagan Berg working up the field for Ohio. Deiseloff steps in that lane. Ball back near the middle of the field. Tostevin, who's in this second half for Ohio as well. Ohio made a couple of changes on the back line, likely due to a 3-goal first half for Bowling Green. That one sent back forward. Eventually it'll roll out of play. Ohio will have another throw.
Yeah, if you want to give your team the best chance to win, you got to make some adjustments, got to make some changes. It's all about ebb and flow in sports, and you got to move with how the other team moves. Like we said earlier, it's a chess game, and you got to make some moves maybe that are kind of outside your comfort range, but sometimes it just has to happen to be able to get on that board.
Ruber will throw in for the Falcons on the far side. Katie Cox back outside. Ruber toward the middle, high into the air. Sloma trying to track it, but they right there. Contact between the two. A goal kick going to be ruled. Ohio going quick. Here comes Bethea, and Bethea muscled to the ground. But she's going to be the one that's called for the foul. Here comes Bethea behind Pridge. And I think that's one of those that could have gone either way.
Yeah, for sure. They both interchanging arms right there, kind of pulling each other to the ground themselves.
So Ohio a chance off the free kick. Ray and Cox tangled up once again. Katie Cox gets the ball for the Falcons. Ortman forward, outside. Gardner a lot of room. Bryn Gardner back toward the middle. There's Kenna White. The Bobcats able to get it away from White. Pridge. Outside Reagan Berg. Berg brings it across the field. Pruss with some space to move. Back into the middle, there's Pridge again. Dumps it off behind. Sydney Dawson back to Ella Bianco. Bianco looking for Reagan Berg just over the head of the 5'11 Berg.
I think missed opportunities are going to be a big thing for the Bobcats in the second half. Another one just there. We saw a lot of corner kicks kind of early in the half. Just can't come up with even a shot.
Ohio pressuring, moving towards the box. Pridge with it. Right-footed pass into the middle. Pridge gets it back. Cuts back to the left. Takes a shot, and Berg dives out to the left to make a save.
She is really showcasing her skills today. I mean, even when they do get a shot, it doesn't matter because Lily Berg is everywhere around the post today.
That one low off the foot of Lily Berg. It comes to Lacey Bethea. Bethea and Pruss has been a good battle in this second half. Bethea inside, and Sloma makes a diving save out to the left as well. So in just a matter of about 20 to 30 seconds, both goalkeepers making excellent saves, and both out to the left side as well. Bethea into the middle, finds Kenna White. White, we mentioned 11 goals on the campaign for Bowling Green. Doesn't have one yet today. Ball goes wide off of Gardner's foot, picked up by Sloma. Bobcats now working in the middle of the field. Townsend looking all the way forward. Gilmore going to be the first one to run it down for either team, and out of play it will roll. Ohio will make a change. Izzy Boyd comes back in. Second time we've seen her today for Abby Townsend. Serwin gets ahead on the ball in the box. And there's a shot for Ohio's Rayanne Pruss that goes wide. Lilleberg going to go ahead and send everybody forward. Mackenzie Ruber gets the ball back on the outside. Pass fired forward. Bianco going to try to run it down. Kenna White still in pursuit. Slomo lofts it into the air. Katie Cox and Pridge both went up for it. Ball stayed kind of stationary. Then Bowling Green was able to get to it. Rolling down near the corner. Ruber going to try to run it down. But Pridge there again. Reagan Berg turns it, and with a big right boot upfield. Gilmore and Lilleberg back and forth for Bowling Green. Gilmore with a pass back off to Mackenzie Ortman. Ortman on the ground. Katie Cox to Mackenzie Ruber. Ball trickling backwards. Bianco runs it down. Slomo played it out. Gardner got there before it went out of play. Contact there between Gardner and I believe Kennedy Ripel. And we'll get a change for Bowling Green as Jaden Frigerio comes in for Lacey Bethea. And Frigerio, another one of the players for Bowling Green that can play multiple positions on the field. She was primarily a forward off the bench when she played for Bowling Green last year. She's done a lot of defensive work for the Falcons so far on this 2022 campaign. And getting a chance to play forward today. Pass lofted into the box over the head of White. All the way out into the middle of the field. A little back and forth, Katie Cox. 2 steps through the center circle, now near side. She brings the ball to Gardner. Bryn Gardner working back toward the middle. There's a pass across. Ohio able to defend. Indeed, it was Ripel that time. Up at the top. Bobcats going to work. Reagan Berg toward the middle. Had to try to run it down herself. No teammates in the area. Dyseloff forward. White trying to get the ball back for Bowling Green. Instead, Kostovin will play it back to Sloma. Out it comes, right at Gardner. Bryn Gardner now the one trying to settle things down. Katie Cox works towards the touchline. And out of play, a corner kick coming up for Bowling Green. And Mackenzie Ruber will trot to the near side corner. Heavy wind will be at Ruber's back.
Corner kick, Bowling Green.
So Ruber lining up the corner. Low into the middle. Ohio got the first touch, still dangerous in the box. Frigerio trying to turn it towards the net. She's going to get to it now. Twisting and turning. Gets around one defender, still coming inside through the middle. She gets to it again. Ohio had their work cut out for him there. Finally able to clear the box. Shea Robertson was in the mix. Reagan Berg going to try to come on a run now. Ohio trying to move quick upfield. Berg has help. Got around to Ortman, but it's taken back away by Gilmore. Little shove to the back of Frigerio. Delayed whistle there, foul called.
What a turn of events right there. What seemed to be was just a masterclass kind of skill performance inside the box. Almost turned into a great run for Ohio.
So here comes a free kick once again for Ruber. Down into the box. Gardner, the volley, the goal! Bryn Gardner.
The freshman coming up huge on a nice volley right over the top of the keeper. Sloma was just not ready for that ball right there. Great shot by Bryn Gardner.
Bryn Gardner off the free kick from Mackenzie Ruber. And the stat keeper for Bowling Green, he's got his work cut out for him today.
Back-to-back matches at 4 goals for Bowling Green. They're averaging about 1.2 goals a game, but now putting up 4 back-to-back games. This offense is really getting into its groove.
So for Bryn Gardner, the 3rd goal for her in her freshman campaign. Ohio on the attack now at the other end, cleared away by Ortman. Bianco forward. Trying to get the Bobcats' head back the right direction, but Serwin is the one that sends it across midfield. Bianco plays it back to Sloma. A little bit of indecision. Sloma changed her mind there, which direction she wanted the ball to go. Out into the bench of the Bobcats. A throwing coming for Bowling Green. Jana Searles coming in. Abby Coley and Emily Gardner also in. And Maya Dean coming back in now for Mackenzie Ortman. Ball lofted out of play.
Substitution for the Bobcats is number 16, Abby Townsend, for number 25, Emily Boyd.
Foul called there. It'll go against Serwin. Free kick for Ohio. Finds its way towards the top of the box. Now it's going to be lofted in the direction of Berg, but well wide. And like you said, 4 goals in back-to-back games for Bowling Green. And it certainly seems like they've found their offense. For a while, it seemed like Kenna White was struggling to find any help. But now Bowling Green has put up 8 goals in their last 2 matches, and there's still 16 minutes to go here in this one. Right now it's the Bobcats mounting a challenge down towards the box. Pass across the middle, cleared away by Gilmore. Searles forward, outside, looking for Frigerio. Too far out in front of the sophomore.
And you mentioned Kenna White finding help. All 4 of these goals today have come from different Bowling Green players.
Yeah, Maya Dean, Lacey Bethea, Abby Coley, and Bryn Gardner all scoring today. Speaking of Abby Coley, getting her first collegiate goal earlier this game. She has the ball now. Pass into the middle. Riley Clark was in the vicinity. Certainly she would have loved to add her name into the scoring column. Bobcats able to get this one away.
And what a first collegiate goal. That was amazing. Across the cross was beautiful. Off the volley, you can't ask for a better first collegiate goal than that.
And it happened so fast that we couldn't even tell what happened.
Fitting it in between the defender's boot, in between the far post, it just doesn't get any better than that.
Elena Unkefer and Maya Dean really combined very nicely to build up to that Abby Coley goal, which was the last in the first half. The Bobcats send it forward, wanting to go to Townsend, but instead finds the bench out of play.
The Bobcats are really struggling trying to push that ball up. They're trying through balls, they're trying deep passes, but they just can't get anything going.
Sloma keeps it on the ground this time. Dawson outside. Bianco forward near midfield. The Bobcats a little room to work here. Abby Townsend. Emily Gardner trying to come back. Looked like she got caught up with the ball. Maya Dean was right there as well. Gardner and Dean combined for the takeaway. Frigerio back forward for the Falcons. It trickles into the box where Sloma picks it up. Rolling it out this time. Tostavin forward. Maya Dean back to it. There's a ball forward for Coley. Abigail Coley across the middle. Riley Clark on the ground. Ball just got a little too far away from her to put a strike on it. Emily Gardner trying to keep things alive for Bowling Green. There's a pass backward, press forward once again to Barish. Barish to Pridge. Maya Dean takes it away. Gilmore back to Berg. And there's some hard contact in the middle of the field. Foul going to go against Pridge. And Alexis Miller definitely took a ball to the head, maybe a knee as well.
Yeah, I think she was looking for that card to be pulled there because that looked like a dangerous kick going in for it that high.
Yeah.
So far, no cards this game, which is kind of surprising. Bowling Green has had 15 yellow cards this season.
I guess when you're winning, there's not as much to be frustrated about. Frigerio trying to get around the corner. Back in the middle, Searles. Ohio able to get it away. Tostavin. Couple of touches there outside, out of play, off of Gardner. Emily Gardner, that is. Ohio will make another change. Maya Kaufman back in. Bobcats working that far side. Here comes Riley Clark once again. Pass back to Maya Dean. Dean trying to decide what to do with the ball there. It ends up at the feet of Coley. Back to Dean. Maya Dean touches it into the box. Offside. Goes against the Falcons.
Nice little idea, though, from Maya Dean trying to get the ball in a little bit.
Maya Dean. Pass back across the middle. Clark forward looking for Searles. and out of the net came Celeste Sloma. But Bowling Green continuing their tenacious offense today.
Tenacious is the perfect word to describe how this offense and this defense has been rolling today.
Abby Townsend now the other way. Ohio trying to work something toward the box. Opportunities for the Bobcats have been few and far between today. And another one, that's a lot of what we've seen when Ohio's got to this end. Miller got in the way of the shot, and it never actually made it to Lilleberg into the box because Bowling Green, they've been in the right place at the right time defensively. There's a save for Berg.
Yeah, you're exactly right. The opportunities that they've been giving, the defense has just been a big wall, not allowing anything through to even give a chance for Berg. We've seen her make a couple fantastic saves already today, but the defense has just been suffocating every time they get near the box.
Berg plays that one away. Frigerio on the run, trying to get the edge around Olivia Darrow. Across into the middle. Tostovan got a head to it. Emily Howler coming in for Maya Dean. Emily Howler appearing in her 9th match. Ohio plays it forward. Gilmore is the one that's all the way back for Bowling Green. Emily Gardner lofts it forward. Searles trying to be the first one to it. Bianco there defensively. And out of play, the ball will be awarded to Sloma. And we'll get another change for Bowling Green as Lauren Milner comes in for Lexi Serwin. Sloma keeps it short, out to Tostovan. Pruss. Dyseloff gets to it first. Pass to Clark. Clark goes to the ground. Pridge gets it for Ohio. Kaufman outside for Townsend. And Townsend lost track of the ball, and out of play it went. So certainly not with the grad senior Abby Townsend.
Looking very frustrated after that. I mean, you can't blame her. After how today has gone, after the defense that Bowling Green has just been putting on Ohio, every opportunity just being missed. For that to happen right there at that time, it's just got to be so frustrating.
And the clock being reset here, 8 seconds added on. We go back to 7:50 left to play. Bowling Green still with their 4-0 lead. Berg away to Miller. Abby Townsend trying to get it back again for Ohio. Her relentless play continues. There's a forward pass. Searles up front, gonna have a chance. Jana Searles stops down in the box, tries to get the pass off from the ground to Coley. The Bobcats able to get it out momentarily. It ends up back at the feet of Riley Clark. Miller has it again, a lot of space. She'll go to the wide side of the field for Frigerio.
A breath of relief for the Bobcats right there after a beautiful through ball down there. It looked like it was just destined for goal.
Here comes Howler into the box, the right-footed shot. Celeste on top of it. Celeste Sloma, she has been challenged as well here in the second half. She's only given up one of the 3 after replacing Sam Wexel following half number 1. But Sloma has had her hands full still as Bowling Green has just continued to drive and attack the net. The Bobcats back at the other end. Gardner and Milner in there. Clark puts the boot to it. Out of play it goes. Bowling Green will have a throw once again. Right back out of play off the throw from Gardner. Twice now, Searles got up in the air, got the head to it. Bianco has the ball for the Bobcats. Toward the box, Sloma. Kept it on the ground, back to Bianco. They'll go back and forth. Sloma had it, played it out, back to Milner. It went. Pridge outside, Pruss goes down. Get one more change for Bowling Green. Taylor Kenna going to come in. And that means every single position player for Bowling Green today has been into the contest.
And you talked about depth earlier. When you're able to do that, every single position player, kind of skill player, able to touch the field in a game, no matter if you're up 4-0 or not, that is amazing that you're able to do that at such a high level.
Miller plays it outside. Frigerio runs to it in the corner. Has it knocked away. Townsend going to come back and recollect for Ohio. Townsend trying to work around Emily Gardner. The pass forward. Scout Murray with it now. Murray trying to work to the inside. Lauren Milner there, able to get it back to Lily Berg. Collision there. Ball still loose. It carried lightly off the foot of Barish. Berg will wait until pressure is applied by Kaufman, then she picks it up. Berg boots it well across midfield. A couple of bounces before it gets contact from Bianco. Here's Riley Clark on the outside for the Falcons. Clark working down near the box. Pass toward the middle. Turned away. Ohio back out towards midfield. It's Gilmore coming to the ball this time. Keeping possession alive for Bowling Green. Emily Holler now outside. Frigerio awaits there. Frigerio trying to battle through contact there on the outside with Olivia Darrow. Milner with a give to Gilmore. Gilmore back to Berg. Inside the keeper's box. Back and forth with Milner. Played away now across midfield. It goes out. It'll be a throw in for Ohio. Darrow was right near it. Thrown into Pridge. Pridge on the move. She'll take as much green space as Alexis Miller will give her, and there's another save for Lily Berg.
And a far shot outside of the box. Can't blame her, though, after the way this Bowling Green defense has, as we've been talking about, just been a wall there. Every time they get a chance, it's just blocked.
Berg away once again as 2.5 minutes are left on the clock. Ohio taking it back. On the outside, Townsend again in stride. We'll see where she cuts back to the middle right there. Corner of the box, played in. Milner in the way. This side now. It touched Coley and then went out, so Pruss will throw. And 5 saves now on the day for Lily Berg. You mentioned she had that same number at Akron. So 5 more here today.
And the same score.
The senior keeper has kept it clean so far. 90 seconds left for Ohio to try to mount some sort of momentum before their next match. Pruss will throw in again. Upfield. Milner into the middle. Emily Holler got a piece of it. Pridge now for Ohio. Back to Bowling Green it goes. Milner all the way forward. Couple of touches, one from Holler. Now Pruss back to it for Ohio. Riley Clark going to run it down. No, it'll be Emily Gardner taking control on the outside for Bowling Green. Jaden Frigerio with it. Frigerio goes to the ground, keeps it alive. The ball winds up at the foot of Searles. Searles back to Holler. Holler wanted to go to Coley. It was taken away by the Bobcats. Back this way for Ohio. Trying to find something as time winds down. Gilmore not going to let that happen. And Gilmore bringing this one a long way forward. And she'll take it into the corner where Bowling Green will try to let time expire. And indeed, that will be just what happens. A 4-0 victory for Bowling Green over the Ohio Bobcats. Bowling Green picks up their third conference win of the season, so they're hoping, based on what happens in the standings in front of them with Ball State, Buffalo, and Kent State, hopefully they'd ideally like to gain some ground today after a big win over the Ohio Bobcats. Goals from Maya Dean, Lacey Bethay, Abby Coley, Bryn Gardner. Nick, what impressed you the most here today?
The pressure, that they were able to sustainably keep the pressure on all game long, be in the face of the Ohio Bobcats team all day long is just the biggest impression. If they can do that, if they can continue into MAC play, keeping the pressure on as they did here for 90 minutes, they can make some big noise, not only in the MAC tournament, but in the national tournament as well.
Bowling Green traveling on the road this Thursday. They'll take on Kent State before returning home to take on Buffalo and Miami in back-to-back matches on the 16th and on the 20th. But for today, from my broadcast partner Nick Foligno and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Lowe saying so long. Bowling Green wins this one by a final score of 4-0.